Hello everyone, this is Coded Steel and welcome to your 17th tutorial in the C programming language. It has been a while since I've made a video. I think it's been at least 2 or 3 weeks. So I wanted to, now that I had some downtime, I wanted to actually get some coding into you guys and teach you guys some new stuff about C. We're getting close to the end of this series, guys, and then I'm going to start moving into some of the cooler type of stuff that I can show you guys how to do in C. But before we can do that, what we're going to discuss today is we're going to discuss the do-while loop. So I say do-while. You guys remember we've done something called the while loop before, and the while loop would basically take a set of parameters that you put within the parentheses, and it checks and evaluates the condition, and if the conditions within the parameters are true, it executes. So it'll return a 1 within the parameters, it'll execute the code. If it returns a 0, then it won't run the code at all. So what makes a do different from a regular while loop? Well, a do loop, the way a do loop works, is a do loop doesn't check the parameters first. It does not check the condition first. So if I have a condition such as this, called, let's say I is 0, and we'll say integer I is equal to 0 right off the bat, and then within here, we'll go ahead and we'll do I++, and we'll do a printf statement. And basically all we're going to do within that printf statement is we're going to do a %d and we want to print I on the screen. Okay, so this block of code right now, based on what you know about while loops, you would think that this block of code would never execute because I is not less than 0, I is 0. So I is actually equal to 0 right now. This code won't execute. Well, you'd be wrong if you say that because of the fact that this is not your standard while loop. This is a do while loop. It works a little bit differently than a normal while loop. So basically how this one will work. It'll run through and it'll go ahead and say int I equals 0. Then it'll go into the do loop. Now, there's no condition here at all in this upper thing like there is with a while. Usually there's a condition here. There's no condition there. So it's just going to run this code within here. Then it reaches the end and the condition is down here. So now it checks the condition and it says, oh, that condition is false. I is now 1 and I is definitely not less than 0, so I'm going to exit out of here. Now a regular while loop, this code would have never executed, guys. You can understand that because we've done while loops, we've done other types of loops in the past. If the condition's not true, then it won't execute. But since this is condition in this specific type of while loop, the condition is at the bottom. It's not checked. The condition's not checked first. It's checked last after the code's executed. So that's what makes a do loop different from a regular while loop. It checks the condition last, not first. So why is this useful? Why did I show you guys this? Is there any use for this? If we've got the while loop, why would we need the do while loop? It's just different ways of doing different things, okay? I can't tell you guys you're ever going to need the do while loop, but I want you to be familiar with it because I'm familiar with it, and even though I've never used it, I am familiar with it. I have seen it. If I see it in anybody's code in the future, I want to be able to recognize what is this doing. So it's important to know about it, but you may not necessarily ever use it, or maybe some of you guys who program more frequently at some point in your life will find a use for it someday. I can be honest with you, I've never found a use for it. I've always just used the regular while loop. Works good enough for me. But you never do know, you never know what you're going to need to do. So anyways, I think that's all I have for you guys for this time. Next time, I think I'm working on trying to write a cooler code. We only got a few things left to cover. I just want to recover, I think we got recursion left. And I've got Boolean operations. Like, you guys remember we covered logical operators last time. We're going to cover Booleans, which is basically logic operations, but you're going to learn about what a bool is. And I believe that's all I have for you guys left. And then we move into some of the more cooler stuff. So that's all I have for you guys for this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys in the next tutorial.